Raise your hand if you're having fun. Anybody? Is anybody having fun watching this? The Caps lose 4-1 against the Boston Bruins in Game 4 of this first round matchup, and they are now one loss away from elimination. What a time, folks. What a time for the Washington Capitals to pull out their absolute worst showing of the entire season, regular and postseason. That wasn't a hockey game. That was just the Washington Capitals getting walked over by the Boston Bruins for 60 minutes. Okay, there was like one point in the third period where the Caps were like, oh shit, we actually have to play to score some goals. And there was a stretch where they had some decent pressure because they were down 3 goals. But outside of that, they didn't do anything. And the most devastating stat here, the most devastating part of this entire game is the fact that the Caps were given 7 power play opportunities and they scored on 1. And that wasn't even a great goal. It was a fluke goal that happens to bounce off the defender. It wasn't even like they worked the puck correctly and they got a proper chance and it was a broken play. It happens to go. So essentially in my mind, they didn't score on the power play at all. Boston went 3 for 5 on their power play. That was the difference in this game, the special teams, and that sucks because you don't want games in the postseason being decided by special teams. Let us play 5-on-5, but if the Caps want to play 5-on-5, it's up to them to make that happen. Lots of undisciplined penalties, and you cannot do that, especially against the Boston Bruins. They just proved in this game they have the ability to score on the power play. They have a very lethal power play, just like a lot of other teams in the East, just like the Caps, just like the Penguins. There are a lot of tools to score with the man advantage. And then they also shut down the Caps' penalty power play. Shut down the power play. They shut down the Caps' ability to score during a penalty. How about that? They 1 for 7. It's going to take a lot more from this Washington Capitals team in Game 5 to win a hockey game. It's definitely going to take more than being down 3 goals when they finally decide that they actually want to play hockey. Aside from that 5 to 10 minute stretch, however long it ended up being after Boston scored their 3rd goal, aside from that, there's just no effort being put into the play. There's no effort being put into skating. There's no urgency behind this team. Someone needs to light a fire under these guys' asses. The worst part is it's the entire team. It's across the board. Other than like 2 or 3 guys who have definitely had a good postseason, everybody is not putting in a full 110%. And now I know that there's probably a lot of injuries going on. Guys like Ovechkin, guys like Karlsson, something is obviously up. These guys fight through injuries every postseason. If you go back to any time the Caps, go back to 2018, the Caps made their deep run. The amount of injuries that were disclosed after the cup was won was astounding. Guys fight through injuries every postseason. The issue here is that the guys came into the postseason shorthanded. They came into the postseason injured. And they're trying to stay in it. They're trying to continue to fight through it early on because they have to. Because if they don't, we don't have another guy to step up. We got a couple black aces. We got a couple AHL players that we could throw in there. But you can't lose guys like Ovechkin and Karlsson and Lars Eller, guys who are pivotal pieces in this chess match. You can't lose guys like that. So they're playing through injury, and you know that they're not playing to their full potential right now. And that sucks, but we have to see urgency from the entire team. This is now officially do or die for the Capitals. This is now you either win and you stay in it, or you lose and you start working on your golf swing. There's no other choice at this point. But what I want to talk about in this video is I'm not going to analyze the game because there was a lot that the Bruins did that I just don't feel like talking about, and there was very little that the Caps did that, frankly, we just don't want to waste our time on. It was just a bad game overall. But what I want to talk about in this video to every single Caps fan watching this is how you react right now. So many people, so many Caps fans are just laying down and taking this one. They are just keeling over and dying and throwing in the towel. Too many of you have committed this team to elimination already. There is still at least one more game. This is not over by any stretch of the imagination. Way too many fans have already given up. Well, I'm just being realistic. Oh, shut up. You know what being realistic means to me? Being realistic is an easy way out. It's a cop-out. It is taking the easy road to being a fan. You know what's a lot harder than just saying, oh, it's over, they've already lost? Sticking with them, staying in it. Don't drop out of the fight. Eat a couple orange slices and get back in there. Stop giving up so easily. You are a fan. Yes, you are allowed to analyze, you are allowed to criticize. I do it every single video. But at the end of the day, no matter how bad it was, no matter how bad it looks, no matter how small, how slim the chance might be, you better be there cheering on that team and hoping that they continue to win. Okay, I'm not saying anyone's hoping that they're gonna lose. No Caps fan is hoping their team is gonna lose, but stop committing them to failure before we have even reached that point. I am not completely sure what Sunday will bring. Actually, you're probably gonna end up watching this video on Sunday because this is now the second time I've had to film this video because the first time I filmed the entire video and went to edit it, and turns out there was no sound because the mic either was dead or did not turn on. So lucky me, I get to talk about this all over again. So you're probably ending up watching this video on Sunday. So when the Caps get out there tonight, we have no idea what we're going to see. Coming out game 4, we expected to see a Caps team that was so hungry to get that one back, so hungry to get another game back and tie this series up, and it was quite the opposite. Now, you would fully expect in a do or die situation, in a win or go home, goodbye, thanks for playing situation, you think they would come out swinging. You think they would come out gunning out of the gate and start playing hockey like they have been most of this season. The Caps teams that we have seen in games 1 through 4, that's not this Caps team. But no matter what team comes down that aisle tonight, no matter what kind of team steps out on that ice in Capital One Arena tonight, we will be cheering them on. We will be cheering them on to the very end, to the last buzzer of the last game. I don't care if it's 5-1 with 1 minute left to play in the game. There is still a chance, and you better not have given up at that point. The only time you're allowed to give up and accept defeat is once the Caps have finally been defeated. But that is not going to happen tonight. You know why? Because the Caps are going to step out there and they're going to lay down one of their best games that they've ever had. And also they need to play Daniel Sprong. But what do I know? I'm just a fan. Hey, if you like this video, smash that thumbs up button for me. It goes a long way towards helping the channel. And if you enjoyed your time here, consider subscribing to the channel. I'd love to see you come back. And as always, every day, every game, no matter what. Let's go, Caps!